It's good over here? It's better there?
More room there.
What?
It's more room in that
There's
section.
more room?
So I don't know, it's up to you. You tell me.
There's nobody sitting here, so it's easy for
Okay,
you.
it's fine.
Yeah.
I made this happen.
It's good? Okay, Rabbi Isai, we're going to continue serving the dinner, and I'm going to quote Zalmi that there's sometimes that it's better to remain silent. But I'm going to just say a few words, even though there are a lot of people in this room that would be ready to make a shvur that if I said I'm going to say a few words, it's going to be a lot more than that. Zalmi said, he heard from Rabbi Satorsky that the Kriya is Ma'ir Izman. And today it's Parshas Truma. Right in the beginning of Parshas Truma, the Ramban says that the Mishkan, which the Matorah of the whole Mishkan, let's say the pinnacle of the whole Mishkan was the Aron in the Kodesh HaKadoshim with the Luchais, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu rested the Shechina. Me'al HaKapiris, mi bein shnei HaKruvim, between the two Kruvim on top of the Aron. And the Ramban says that the Mishkan was, in a sense, the Gilui Shechina of Matan Torah, in a way that Klal Yisrael was able to bring that along with them. They were able to bring along that Hashras HaShechina that we had by Matan Torah as they traveled through the Midbar. The Baal Turim says, when it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to Klal Yisrael mibein shnei HaKruvim, between the two Kruvim, the Kruvim were Pneim Ish al Achiv, and the Baal Turim says like two Chavrusis who are noisin v'noisnim b'Torah, who are studying Torah together. That means that the place that HaKadosh Baruch Hu rested his Shechina was only an analogy to two Chavrusis learning together. But the Spitz, real Ashrayas HaShechina, is in the Dalet Amos Shel Halacha. The Shlosh says that's what it means, V'shachanti b'seicham. Wherever there is Dalet Amos Shel Halacha, that's the place. It's also V'asuli Mikdash, but V'shachanti b'seicham is wherever there is Torah. Often at a dinner, the main part gets forgotten. And the main part of the Kollel is not fundraising, believe it or not. It's hard for me to realize that. And the main part of the Kollel isn't even the honorees, but the main part of the Kollel is Mechoshev v'Chaverim, who sit and learn Torah. Those who are Besmedrish before Shachris, those who are there by the Sidarim, learning with their Chavrusis, steiging. And the Matorah of the Kollel is to produce Yungulite that are going to become, Be'ez Hashem, the Gedolei Yisrael. And like it says in Tonat Ve'Eliyahu, that Mashiach is going to come, not for any of the other reasons that we imagine, but in the schus of 10 people who are sitting together and learning Torah. And it's a tribute to those of you who have helped us to bring us to this point that Baruch Hashem, today we do have 10 Yungulite who sit and harav and learn Torah. And the Eibusha should help that we shouldn't be stopping here and should continue until Be'ez Hashem we should taka be zeicha to bring Mashiach Tzidkeinu b'meir v'yameinu. I want to just mention a quick thing about each one of the honorees, but they made it easy because I could say the same thing about all three of them. They all had a Mazel Tov together, Mazel Tov to the Sussmans, Noam Chaim Baruch, whose bris was the same Shabbos that Abe's Einikel was born, whose bris was also in the Kollel, so Mazel Tov to Yehuda, Mazel Tov to the Dedishke, and Mazel Tov to Alex and to Aaron on the bris of Avram Yaakov, which somehow they all worked out, Baruch Hashem, to do together. And in the schus of Yoachzokes HaTorah. And I mean what I said at the beginning. I'm not going to speak long about it, but everybody saw it already, that it's a covet for the Kollel to have honorees like you. And Be'ez Hashem, we should continue to be able to make such a Kiddush Hashem like these three families make. L'netzach nitzachim. Enjoy the rest of your dinner. We're going to show one more video as you're eating. I hope it doesn't disturb you. We didn't want to show it in there. Go ahead, you can do it.
The Cherry Hill Kollel opened its doors in 2000. The Torah studied in this Kollel created a ripple effect of Kedusha that began to spread.
It's a missionary Sache. This came in a community called for a few life, and everything gets changed over as well.
Shortly after Rabbi Klar joined the Kollel in 2001, Alex Landa entered the Kollel looking to learn and grow.
I had grown up without any Jewish background. The Kollel had just opened and it was the perfect opportunity for me to go there.
Inspired by the Torah atmosphere, Alex introduced his older brother, Gena, to the Kollel.
Rabbi Klar said, so when do you want to learn? I said, I don't know, how about Sunday? Sunday 10:30? Fine. So that was the beginning of Sunday 10:30 class.
Gena's oldest son, Jonathan Landa, came into the Kollel for the first time when he was a little boy. Rabbi Klar taught him the Aleph base. But after that, his only connection was witnessing his father's continued growth. That all changed when Jonathan turned 17 years old and came back to the Kollel.
Around the age of 18, I decided that I wanted to go more into the direction of Orthodox Judaism. And I knew that the first person to turn to for advice as to where to go to yeshiva was Rabbi Klar.
One day my oldest son says that I'm gonna go to Israel for a fellowship.
That fellowship turned into 5 years of learning in Eretz Yisrael.
I never really knew what Judaism was. Without the Kollel, I really don't know where I would have been. There was really no path. It was just, I've been a path of loss and confusion. And it's really hard to even imagine, where I would be right now if it wasn't for the Kollel.
Gena Landa then introduced his friend Lee Cohen to the Kollel.
I grew up going to a Reform synagogue. My family was basically pretty secular. There is no other place in this planet that you can go other than a Kollel to be able to see role models of what a human being is supposed to be and what a human being is supposed to do. And I was inspired by that. I said, wow, a human being could actually behave like that? And I wanted that. I wanted that for myself. He said, I heard you're almost done Shas. And I said, yeah, I just finished it. He said, what do you mean? I'm like, Mom, it's right now, I just finished it. He said, what? And he jumps up and all the younger got together, we started singing, and I just started crying like a baby. I must have cried for, 5-10 minutes, I couldn't stop. It was this 7+ year journey that I conquered the mountain that I thought I could never conquer. It was an incredible thing. Without the Cherry Hill Community Kollel, I would never have made the journey to be a Baal Tshuva. There's a good chance I would have gotten frustrated and just given up and gone back to my secular lifestyle. I certainly wouldn't have been able to bring my children and my wife along.
Lee Cohen met a new friend, Chaviv Malul, and brought him into the Kollel.
First time I met him, it's kind of weird, but I kind of fell in love with him. I can't say even what it was. There was something warm, kind, caring, charismatic, but it even transcended all those things.
My father grew up in a traditional Israeli home. He grew up in a super ultra-Orthodox setting at all, but definitely had great respect for the Orthodox community.
Chaviv Malul was a unique person. Everyone who met him had a feeling this is somebody special, one of those people who's through and through the person who you see is the real person.
He instantaneously fell in love with the Kollel, and I remember he took me a few times, and you know, when he came there, you saw how engaged he was with the people in the Kollel, with Rabbi Clara, with you know, just the whole atmosphere. Once my father started going to the Kollel, I knew he started learning this thing called Gemara, and he would have these copied sheets at the house that he would try to learn from, and Rabbi Clara would sometimes come over to the house and learn with him.
The Cherry Hill Community Kollel, to my father, was basically his compass for life. I think he did this knowing that this was going to be our future. The moment I found out my father was sick, you know, a total shock just went through me. It's nothing physical, it's something that totally just awakened my inside, my soul, and it was, you know, something that you didn't picture your life being like. You had your life set up in a certain way, and that picture is now totally different within a few seconds. When my father was getting more sick, he went to Israel, but towards the end he was in the hospital, and I was there in the waiting room, and in walks Rabbi Clara from 6,000 miles away.
Was able to be there with him during his last week, together with him and his family, and it cemented a relationship with the entire Malul family, the Malul family in Israel, the Malul family here.
Rabbi Clara was so involved in our life leading up to my father's death, so much so that he actually came to Eretz Yisrael to be with my father during his last days. I sincerely felt after that point that I could go to Rabbi Clara about anything, and he would put in 100% of his efforts to take care of me, no matter what it was that I requested.
In 2016, after learning in yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael for 2 years, Roy Malul married Raquel Cohen, Lee Cohen's daughter, uniting the two families forever.
My first son was named Chaviv Levi because my father's first name is Chaviv, and Raquel's father's name is Levi. So we took the two names from my father and from my father-in-law, and we kind of put them together and gave our child that name.
After my father had passed away, there was really no one directly affiliated. You know, obviously my mother was there, but the man figure in my life was now not around. I remember thinking to myself, you know, kind of on my own now, how am I going to get into yeshiva? After Rabbi Clara got me into going to Ner Israel in Baltimore, he would come down every single Thursday night to learn with me, and he would walk in through the door, and I would be like, you know, so touched.
Dedicated to Zecher Nishmas Chaviv Yosef ben Chananya Malul, who a lot of people here witnessed. He was a Chayzer B'tshuva, he was Meiser Nefesh, you know, through tremendous pain. His simcha was always Torah, his happiness was Torah, and today we have the schus that his son is one of the rabbis in the Kollel, Binyamin Malul. So the last letter is going to be written by Binyamin and Roy Malul. All together.
In 2019, Ben made a Siyam Hashas in the Cherry Hill Kollel.
To see what came about from him just attending the Kollel and learning with the rabbis. He has now children that are learning Torah every day, keeping Shabbos, doing mitzvahs. That was really what he wanted.
Chaviv Malul's brother, Ilan Malul, was inspired by the change he saw in his brother. Ilan had never seen a Gemara until his brother introduced him to Torah when he was 26 years old.
In a small place like Cherry Hill in America, affect Jewish people in Israel, Israel is the place that you're surrounded with the Torah and people and rabbis.
16 years later, Ilan Malul made a Siyum Hashas in Eretz Yisrael.
My whole family, generation and generation of Be'ezrat Hashem, my kids, gonna be real Jewish food because of this little Kollel in Cherry Hill.
Then the story came full circle in 2017 when I was back in New Jersey visiting with my family. I was introduced to the Cherry Hill Kollel, and while I was in the Kollel, I saw a childhood friend of mine that I hadn't seen in years, Ben Malul. Ben was currently a rabbi in the Kollel. And through the Kollel, I was introduced to Rabbi Landa. Yes, the same Alex Landa who first came into the Kollel to learn back in 2001. Rabbi Landa currently runs a Kirov organization called LAJ in Los Angeles. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. I was working for late night comedy shows such as NBC Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and most recently CBS Late Late Show with James Corden. I was a writer and producer for the show. I produced many episodes of Carpool Karaoke, and I was around celebrities every single day. My wife, she was a childhood actress since she was 8 years old. She was on TV shows such as Malcolm in the Middle, X-Files, Everybody Loves Raymond, and she was in movies with many famous celebrities. It's safe to say that we were probably living the lives that many people in this world dream of having. And then we went on a Kirov trip with Rabbi Landa to Eretz Yisrael, and another trip to Poland. And Rabbi Landa's mantra is, in order to represent the Jewish people, you have to know what the Jewish people represent. Once we learned about Torah, and once we learned what it really meant to live a true Torah life, the decision to leave Hollywood was the easiest decision we ever made. Then my wife and I got married, and Rabbi Landa was Mesader Kedushin at our wedding. We made the decision to come to Eretz Yisrael to learn. We both didn't grow up with religious families, and we knew in order to ensure that our children have the best possible chance, B'ezras Hashem, to live a true Torah life, we needed to lay our foundation in Torah. And it's been the best decision we've ever made. We've been here now for 3 years, Baruch Hashem, living here with our family. I'm currently learning in the Mir, in Rav Elephant's shir. All of this was only possible because of that connection at the Cherry Hill Kollel.
Throughout our history, we've seen that communities that have places of Torah, where there are people studying Torah to the highest, most advanced levels, have become vibrant Torah centers, places where the children felt a connection to that Torah. Those who stayed connected and committed to the Torah were able to persevere, and we're still here today. There's a fire in the Torah, and it lights the spark that's in the soul of every Jew. And once that fire starts to burn, the ramifications are tremendous.
There's a lot of camaraderie, and there's a big feeling of family amongst all the people that in general come to the Kollel on a regular basis.
No matter who comes in, no matter when the person comes in, there's always Torah learning going on, there's always something exciting going on, and anybody could have a place here and feel comfortable.
This was just a snippet of some of the stories from people and families that have changed their lives, their families, and their entire future through connecting to the Torah in the Cherry Hill Kollel. With Hashem's help, many new and miraculous journeys are currently in the making.
Kollel is a place where people can really go and get authentic Torah in Cherry Hill is extremely rare. There's no other place like it.
Every time I come back to Cherry Hill, it's an amazing thing to see how many more people are coming in, how many more people are learning every day in the morning shiurim, and how many people's lives were changed because of this establishment.
I can personally attest that the Cherry Hill Kollel is a place that builds neshamas, and anybody who donates will have a direct effect on changing the lives of thousands of people.
Taka don't know. They could have woken up.
Oh, I even got a mic. My dear honorees and the guests, Rabbi Clark promised you that you have no more videos and no more speeches. And he was right. He's not showing any more videos and he's not giving any more speeches. But I don't always do what he says. So, while you're enjoying your desserts, and be thankful that we ran out of scotch because this would have been a much longer speech. This is the video that they spent all the money that we were supposed to profit from this dinner on this video. And they were not going to show it to you. So I said, this is unacceptable. It's against everything principle that I hold, and I don't hold any principle as long as there's money attached to them. So without any further ado or ado, please enjoy your dessert and enjoy the video.
What makes the Cherry Hill community so special is the warmth, the welcomeness, people from different walks of life, and everyone's just super friendly. So I've been here for 10 years now, and I'm still waiting for someone to tell me, hey, this is all a dream, this is all a joke. People aren't really this nice, but people are really this nice.
I think what attracts people to Cherry Hill is that people matter. It's not that you're lost in a sea of a larger community. People can contribute, and people really are able to dig deep within themselves and bring out their koiches in very real ways and give to others. And it's happening all around in Cherry Hill.
The Kollel always had a tremendous hatzlacha in the community. People came who had no connection to anything and just walked into a bismedrash and wanted to have a connection to learn. And it's been happening for decades, and it still happens today.
Kollel was one of the institutions in Cherry Hill that started the Tshuva movement. It showed a Torah-dedicated, committed lifestyle to the rest of the Baal Tshuvas who came along.
In the last 4.5 years since I've been here, I've seen people who have made visible changes in terms of their entire lifestyle. They are people that have been inspired to grow and to learn more and to take on more.
Once a person starts to learn, the Torah turns on a fire in their neshama, and he brings that home. And today you have entire families that are unrecognizable, families who have real Yiddish and achas.
I really don't believe that a community can grow in Yiddishkeit and really expand without a Kollel today. The Kollel becomes the nucleus, the heart and soul of a community, and all the learning that goes on there has this overflowing effect, and it lifts up everybody.
Baruch Hashem, the Kollel has
tremendous light of the highest caliber, and they are saying chaburas, and they are saying shiurim in the community, and they are having a tremendous impact on the community. But the ikr is that the Yungalite themselves are growing tremendously, and they are reaching their potential.
I came here a little over a year ago. It's a place where we come in every day, everyone's there ready to learn, to delve into the sugya.
There is always Torah's emes going on in the Kollel. There's no dilution of the Torah, and yet it's given over in a way that is relevant to all kinds of people.
The Kollel school was started for those in the neighborhood that want their kids to have more in terms of ruchnius.
People are looking for an unadulterated Torah chinuch, that their children will be given the tools to be able to grow to the highest levels, to become the Talmidei Chacham of the next day.
My oldest daughter is in the school. She's 4 years old. She's been here for 3 years. She learns so much and so passionate about her Yiddishkeit that the moment she wakes up, she wants to come to school, and when she comes home, she just wants to tell me about school. I don't think there's a better feeling that a parent can have than that.
Right now, the Kollel is on the outskirts of the community. A lot of members on the community can't come on Shabbos, even to come to Shiurim, it's far away. The new campus is in the center of the community, and it's a much larger space, and the influence of the Kollel will be much greater.
The new campus is going to be incredible, to have the Kollel really in the heart and soul of the west side of Cherry Hill, and then have the school right next door. It's going to be a campus full of Kedusha, full of growth, full of younger light, Balabatim, students, teachers. It's going to be unbelievable.
Over the years I've been here, I've seen the influence that the Kollel has on the community and the potential that the Kollel has to influence more of the community. I think it's very important for people to get involved and to see what the Kollel is all about and what the school is all about, and help the Kollel and the school succeed in the growth to be able to influence more members of Klal Yisrael to become true Torah Yidden.
Cherry Hill needs this campus. My grandchildren go to the school. My son just got married and they want to move back to Cherry Hill and raise their family here. And in order to do it, we need to have a campus with Torah learning, with Torah education, to raise our children in the proper way so this community can continue to grow.
Cherry Hill Kollel, together with the entire community of Cherry Hill, is growing. Today you have in Cherry Hill, the Kollel, 3 yeshivas gedolos, chashuv bachrim that are sitting here and learning, opportunities for schools, a strong Torah center that Bez Hashem should be an ir ve'ein b'Yisrael of Torah. And somebody who helps this take off, who's going to be reaping the benefits of that investment, l'netzach netzach.
Thank you everyone for coming. That was the last video, and Gena was the last speaker. Thank you very much.